Hey guys, so I want to talk about She Hulk. Now, there's been a lot of conversation with this show. It's definitely been an unconventional type show, very different than a lot of projects that have been done. So I just want to talk about it. I want to talk about my thoughts on it and a lot of the conversation pieces in regards to the last few weeks when this show was coming out. And I'm not going to have any spoilers because I think that's not fair since literally the season finale just came out. And, if you were waiting to binge it, now you have that chance. So, my thoughts on the show. I think. So, I have nothing else to compare this to. I have not seen other properties with this character, so I cannot say, oh, like this show did this character better for She Hulk, like representing her. I have not read other comics in relation to this character, so I don't know. Getting to know this character and like having these introductory products where we've had Moon Knight, we've had Miss Marvel, we've had Hawkeye, where we've met Kate Bishop. We get to meet these people, and I feel like it's good to kind of stray off the path. This one really, really much does. But I personally found this character very relatable in the fact of course, all of this is science fiction. Like, you know, and um, the type of show that this is very much a comedy. It, like there are some very there are topics that are very much up for discussion, that are, conversation pieces that I would say are taken a little bit more seriously. Like there are the, serious undertones to it, but this is very much a comedic show. And with meeting this character, how she is written, like to me, she is very relatable. I did not find too much of a problem with her character. As for the show in general, there are parts where I found it very entertaining. Like, there are the episodes that are, of course, very important. There are the parts that are, very important within each episode. But there are also parts where you start to question, okay, what's kind of going on? Like, is this a filler episode? Is this necessary? Could this have been condensed? I think there are times where they kind of start to weave these things together with like little bits and pieces, and having you learn about the side characters and learn about the character in general, it helps kind of like give you that atmosphere and just these events. But there are the more important episodes, and then there are just like the, oh, this is like one to watch, you know. Now, as for the conversation pieces, the episodes that have very much been or one episodes that I think are very much important are literally probably the first two and then the last two. If I went back and probably rewatched any of this, like, yesterday I rewatched the last two. Um, that's my recommendation. Of course, you're gonna miss like the little hints and other things throughout the season as to what's going on, but you'll pick up on it, like you'll get it. You just won't maybe know everything like they go through it, through the recaps or whatever. As for the topics of discussion, is She Hulk a poorly written character? Again, I cannot compare what other things have done. I just know in my eyes and how, like, myself, this is, I wouldn't say how we act, but like, you know, she, at least to me, She-Hulk seemed very independent. Going and seeing her in different situations, I was like, yes, that is very relatable. Like, that is me. I've been in those situations. I feel like a lot of people have been in those situations. It's not just, you know, her. And, like many of the heroes that we have seen in Marvel, a lot of them weren't built for this life. And we see, you know, kind of that transition and how is that going. The second conversation piece is the story. Now, I'm not going to go into detail as to what happens in this story, but I can admit, as compared to other shows, you start to question, all right, where are we going? Like, it is very unconventional. You start to look around. Normally, you can figure out, like, who the villain is or, what's going on. And that really isn't the case here. Like, we really don't know half the time. You can kind of guess and make a theory, but there's no like there's half the time no confirmation for you. However, this show is very self-aware of that. The show does a lot of fourth wall breaks. This show knows what it is, and I still don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if I should be proud of that and like, yes, or like upset by that. I don't know yet. Because sometimes I like really applaud that. If it's like, yes, stick it to them, like, I also like when like people stray off the path. I just don't know how I feel. Because I really think this could, from what I've heard, She-Hulk isn't just like so, like, is connected to so many things. And so I don't know then if that would, I doubt it would damage any potential like cameos in other like movies, but I don't know, like, is that going to damage that? It most likely could damage another season. Like, I don't know yet how to feel. I know it's very self aware. And I'm like proud of that. And it's very, like, I'm just very mixed on it. Like, I really just don't know. Because a lot of, like I said, a lot of the story works. I still found it very entertaining. Like, don't get me wrong. But I do see where, like, people are coming from, where, like, was it a waste of my time? Am I upset by that? Like, I get it. Like, especially if you are, like, a hardcore fan of this. But I also, like, there have been, I would say, like, toxic comments in regards to, like, just this show in general. And to me, if you just don't like something, don't watch it. Like, you can watch something else. Like, I wanted to watch every week because one, I was curious where we were going with this, and two, even just like the everyday stuff that she was going through, just seeing her kind of like, I guess, go through it, it was still enjoyable to watch, and seeing the different cameos and I don't know, just kind of getting to know her, it was still enjoyable in a way. Now, is this in my top three? Is it in my top five? Probably not. Like, my top three is still like Moon Knight, Hawkeye, and Loki, I still found like bits of it entertaining though. Like I'll probably still go back and rewatch some of the episodes. Like don't get me wrong. So, I don't know. Like just some of the I think toxic comments in regards to like her character particularly. And that's fine to have that opinion. Like do not get me wrong. But I think there's a way to go about it and how to say it in kind of a different way, if that makes sense. So that's kind of my thoughts on it and wanted to have a little chitty chat on that. So feel free to leave any comments down below if you like the show, if you hate the show, if you haven't watched the show, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.